So what is the Pantone color of the year this year? It's ultraviolet, and I looked through all my collection to see what I have of that color, and I'll show you in this video coming up. Hi guys, thanks for joining me today here on my channel. I really appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on me. I hope you stick around, and I'm really trying to grow my channel. I'm uploading every week, and now I think I'm going to start uploading twice a week here soon, so be looking for that. And other than that, let's talk about what this video is. This video is about the Pantone color of the year. So if anyone that doesn't know, my favorite color is purple, and my favorite shade of purple is the Pantone color of the year, which is an ultraviolet. It's a real electric-y purple with just a hint of like a pink in it, you know, to make it not so deep of a purple. So I went ahead and did this eye look in honor of the Pantone color of the year. But first, before I show you how I got this look, I wanted to go over some of the items that I have that might fall into that category of the color of the year. So I thought this would be really fun to do, and that way if you feel like you want to put on the color of the year, the Pantone Ultraviolet, you might have some of these items in your arsenal in your makeup collection, and you can do it as well. So the first one I wanted to bring up is the Jaclyn Hill palette. There's a shade in here. The shade is called Royalty, and it's very similar to the color of the year. So anyone that's a purple lover like me, this is going to be the perfect video because I find all these colors so beautiful. So that's the first one I wanted to share with you. Also, I was looking through, and the Juvia's Place Zulu palette, it has a shade in here as well, and I don't know the names of these ones, but this shade right here is a matte. But I found that this is very similar to the color too, the way it shifts a little bit on the electric. Look at how pretty that is. So I want to put that on here as well. This is the Zulu palette. Another one from Juvia's Place that I was looking at is the Masquerade palette. And this one right here, again, this shade is Makeda, I believe. This color right here is absolutely beautiful as well. This is very similar to the other one. You'll notice just very, like almost electric. Another one in my collection is an old palette from Too Faced. It's the Faced Stardust Palette, and there's a shade in here called Follow Me. And this one's really cool because it has a very strong shift in it that almost takes on like a black light filter kind of look to it. And that's this one right here, which would be also really great. Another one I thought would be comparable is from the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette. And this shade at the top, I feel was right up that alley as well. It's a beautiful shade. And I'm going to put this on the bottom row now. Right there. And then I pulled out my singles from Makeup Geek, and I definitely feel that this one, which is Kaitlin Rose, is a perfect example of what I was referring to. And this is the one I do have on my eye, and this is right here. To accent along with those items, I felt like in the Alchemist palette, the shade Ultraviolet Amethyst is a great accent color. It's what I have on my inner corner, and I think it pairs beautifully with those shades as well. If you didn't want to do so much purple, you could definitely tone it down a little bit with that lighter color. And any of these shades, if you find them too overwhelming for you and you're uncomfortable, you could easily just put it in the bottom lash line as well. So those are a few of the colors I had in my collection that had that Pantone color to them, which is the ultraviolet. And so now if you want to see how I got this purple eye look using the Pantone color of the year, ultraviolet, go ahead and stay tuned. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with my eye look today. Now I'm wanting to use some of those shades that I showed you to come up with a wearable purple eye. So I'm going to look through, and first off I want to start with a good base. So I'm going to grab my Jaclyn Hill very well loved palette, and I'm just going to put down, I already have my eyes primed, and I'm just going to take a brush and put down a little bit of a transition shade. I'll put the shades on the screen so that you can see what I'm using. With this palette it's a little bit harder because the shades aren't on the palette, so you have to kind of use your reference guide and stuff. So I'm just going to put a transition shade, a light brown, just as my base. It's a real neutral brown. I didn't want to go too warm. Now I'm going to take a smaller, more defined brush, and we're going to go in with a little bit darker of a shade and put it more on the crease. Again, I'm not being real precise yet, but I don't want to bring my purples up too high. So that's why I have this brown, so it could kind of fade into the brown. I think I'm going to go with the Makeup Geek Motown. Looks like this. And I'm going to put that, because it's a darker matte, on that same brush I just used, just on the tip. And I'm going to put that in the crease. Very lightly. And I want to keep it low. I don't want to go too high. Alright, so I got that base color down. Now, I think I'm going to go in with Kaitlin Rose, which is another Makeup Geek shadow. And I'm going to use the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow brush. So I'm going to take this purple and I'm going to put it on my lid. Okay, that's those two colors. Now, I want to brighten it up a little more. So I'm going to try the shade in the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place, the one on the bottom here. And I'm going to take the same brush and see if I can get a little more pigment out of it. Oh yeah, see how that made it it's a little brighter. Okay, I gotta get all that fallout underneath my eye. Okay, much brighter. Alright, that is beautiful. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to go back to the Jaclyn Hill palette. God, I got all these palettes in here. Go back to Jaclyn Hill palette and use a flat brush. This is a MAC brush, flat brush, and highlight my brow bone to brighten things up a little bit. now I'm going to take that first brush that I had done that very light transition shade, and I'm just going to go right above here and just soften that highlight with that transition shade. Just so everything's cohesive. And then I'm going to take that same shader brush or that crease brush, and I'm going to do the same thing right here. Very carefully soften those edges. Alright, now I'm going to work on my lower lash line, and I was going to use this Marc Jacobs eyeliner in, I believe it's grapevine, I guess, whatever, grapevine. Okay, so it's this purple color, and I'm going to go ahead and do my tight line and my waterline, and then I'll put on mascara and show you my bottom lashes. I'll be right back. Okay, so I managed to put on mascara, put on my lashes. These are the House of Lashes Iconic Lights. Then I took my eyeliner, the one I showed you from Marc Jacobs, put it on my tight line, waterline. Then I took the Stila Magnificent Metals in Sea Siren. It looks like this. And put that just on my lower lash line for a little bit of an eye interest. And then I used my Kat Von D Alchemist palette. I love this palette for inner corner. And I used this shade Ultraviolet Amethyst on the middle there. It's like a blacklight filter kind of thing. And I put that on the inner corner for some pizzazz. Now we're moving on to the lip. So we could do a couple things. If we wanted to be really crazy, we could use a purple. I don't think I'm going to do that today because I don't want to, you know, look too crazy. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use a subtle purple color, which this was a color I absolutely love from MAC. It's a lip gloss in the one that's the Ariana Grande one. What do they call it? Viva Glam Lip Gloss Ariana Grande. I don't know. It looks like this. And I'm going to put that on my lips. But first I need to use a lip liner. Let me see what I'm going to use here. I'm going to use this one. This is Soar. That's an old traditional lip liner from MAC. And line my lips. Okay, so that's my lips. I like to outline them and then fill in the corners. Then I'm going to use this lip gloss. It's such a pretty color. And it has just a hint of a nude, but almost shifts a little bit in the mauve. I thought it would complement the eye makeup pretty well, so that's what I decided to go for. You could, of course, make it, you know, as crazy as you want to. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope I see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for joining me. Have a nice day. Bye, guys.